What an ugly looking creature. Yeah. So we're on the Q&A session. Q&A question. I don't really like that Q&A thing. So you can see Mo's unhitched from the big girl. She's over there. I'd actually come down here this morning to repair the damage I caused to the mower, but somebody's beat me to it. As you can see, it's actually come back really nice. My mate's put a plate in there, strengthened it all up. I've just got a few little bits and pieces left to finish off. Bit of welding down here. So yeah, the mower's pretty much mended, and for those that are interested, hand nearly mended. So yeah, right, we'll start with a guy called Tom Reel. His message was, love the blue power. For the question, how much would you charge for bale stacking and hedge cutting? Well, the simple answer is I don't actually... So this is part of the reason I want to do this question answer session. You know, in terms of what I own, it's kind of my little square bale. My subsoiler dumped over there that needs sorting. I mean, like International, I don't actually do on my own back hedge cutting or bale carting. It's just I end up getting a call, oh, can you come and help us cart the bales, or could you bring your tractor to come and cart bales? I don't know what my mate charges for hedge cutting, and my rates sort of, they can be a bit subjective, especially going out with the tractor, depending on what I'm doing, and sort of I've got to take into account travelling time, whether, you know, if I'm going to be up somewhere and leaving the tractor up there for a week, well, you can take your travelling time off, and it can all get quite complicated quite easily. I know it sounds like I'm being weird, but hey ho. Right, so sorry I've not really answered that question, but I had a feeling this could go this way. Right, next one, from Ford, New Holland 83. What's your date of birth? That's something in common. Hi, is this the main contractor you work for? Do you still work with other contractors too? Ford is looking well, thank you very much. Sounds good, always enjoys watching your videos. Well, thank you very much for that. I suppose my mate here on the yard, he's pretty much, yeah, I think it's pretty much safe to say he has probably become my biggest customer. Shut my truck door. That said, he's certainly not the only person I work for. I work either directly or indirectly with probably getting up to about half a dozen contractors. I say indirectly, I might work for somebody. Well, say like my mate here, see me hauling the silage on the first cut video on the Deutz over there, and also the Massey, which I'm assuming he's out ferrying with. So that's what I mean by indirectly. I was working for my mate, but I was working with another contractor. Say there's contractors I work for directly, like my mates. We've got another contractor up near where I live, contractor sort of quite a way away. Plus I work for a lot of sort of farms as well, driving for them and sort of doing repair work, fabrication work, and all that spiel. So yeah, I'm never quiet. I've always got plenty to do, even when there's nothing to do. So yeah, I hope that answers that question. Glebe Road Junction. He asked quite simply, who fitted the BK tyres to your Ford? This was a company called, I think I've actually got a sticker on it. Oh yes, we have got his stickers. And I'm going to mention, because he is a hell of a good bloke. There you are. I hope you can see that. Tyres and Tubes. They're based over Malpas Way. They take some beating on service and price. So yeah, you want your BKTs, go over with Carl Sutton at Tyres and Tubes, and I'm sure he would be quite happy to fit you out with a set if you want some, providing you're in his catchment zone. Love the. Oh no, that was about tracks that I thought that wasn't. Oh, we have a 2 question. Question number 1 from Yan T. Hi mate, love the videos. 2 questions. 1, we don't know your first name. I know. I'm going to keep the air a mystery. I'm going to I will certainly never ever tell anyone on here my second name, purely because I just definitely want to keep that. I'm not embarrassed of it. I'm very proud of it, but I just want to keep that to myself. And I'm quite happy if people are quite happy to call me HS or HS Ag or that bloody idiot with the big Ford. So I'm sorry. I know I'm probably being a bit too sort of cards close to the chest with it, but I do want to keep certain things to myself, and I'm sorry I'm not answering that question. Question 2 though, can one make a living driving a few different guys self-employed like you do? I'd like to know for myself. Apparently your name is John in Ireland. Simple answer is yes. The bottom line is you've got to work for it. I've been self-employed for, it will be about 10 years. And when I started out, I had 2 toolboxes about the size of the battery box there in the back of a 1989 Mitsubishi Pajero that I bought for less than £1,000. And I had 1 customer. It has literally taken me 10 years and a lot of good luck, a few wrong steps to get to where I am. And I will be quite honest, as far as I'm concerned, I'm still a long way from where I want to be. But the bottom line is, it takes a lot of work and it takes a lot of careful steps. I mean, I have seen lads that sort of go in, want to be self-employed, throw a load of money at it, get themselves wrapped up in debt, thinking that they've got a lot of work coming and don't get it. I mean, like this with her, I put a lot of research before I bought her into the amount of work I was going to get to make sure she was justifiable. And I probably got a quarter of the work that I was promised. It's just the way it works. So, yeah, I mean, yes, you can go driving for different people and all that, but your bottom line is you've got to work on the theory. It's not going to happen overnight. It will take time, a lot of hard work to build yourself up. And it's like the myth that, if you're self-employed, you can take a day off whenever you want. Which, yeah, you can. But if you keep taking days off and people are wanting you, it doesn't take long before people stop ringing you. So it is doable, but prepared to take the long game. Keep yourself small, take a step and then sort of see how that step plays out. You can end up going the other way, having so much work that you can't cover the work, and then you end up, you can lose out that way. I've seen that go as well. People that have got that much work, they're running around, they're trying to do it all themselves, they end up letting people down because they just physically can't get there. I mean, you've got to have good understanding people. And the other thing I would say with self-employed, work with people like with paying bills and all that, but don't go carrying dead wood. If you've got people that are being a nightmare at paying and come up with your excuses and your checks regularly bounce, well, if you've got enough work to cover that person, might be time to drop that person. That's all I'm saying. You know, it's very individual thing, and yeah, you've got to work at it, I'm afraid. So I hope that answers your question with the self-employed. It is possible, but it's not. Don't be thinking it's an easy way out. There is a lot of work involved in keeping things going and keeping all your paperwork together, and there's things like accountants. You know, you really do your research to figure out whether it's what you think you can do. So yes, hope that answers that one. Right, we're going to finish this section on a man called Oliver Harding. You and I agree on one thing, no personal questions. I think we've covered that already with a couple of I haven't answered. Why are you on a complete stranger? No, you are. Ah, right, here we go. Hang on. The Ford 8830, well, bit of class, always like them. So, yeah, thanks for that, Oliver. But I see the Grassman in the front window. Was the tractor the one they restored? As you can see, she's also on the, what's the name? On the doors. Yeah, no, this tractor has absolutely, well, the only affiliation in this tractor has with Grassmen is the fact that the owner is a complete and utter not for Grassmen. She has no affiliation, no association. We have got what's name open. The tractor has, well, I think, the guy was seeing a picture of her, but no, there is no affiliation or restoration work that you've seen, like wheels painted up, the cab painted up, the repairs to the doors, the bonnet decals, stainless. That has all been my own hard work. I haven't had, the only help I had was we had a lot of I had some mechanical work that come to quite a big bill to do around the back end with PTO clutch, brake seals and bits like that. I took that into the dealership I use around here, Cheshire Farm Machinery. It's actually a Deutz dealership, but they handle it very well. But no, the restoration, even the stupid bits like doing that to the front weights, has all been my own hard work. I mean, she was reasonably tidy when I bought her, but it is all my own work. If you're interested in those videos, if you go back through you can either go back through the list of videos, or I think most of the videos, and I probably will sort some more out, and if there's any missed and put them in there. If you go onto my channel page and look, which I mean that'll be sort of, if you look across the top of the channel page, you'll see an item called playlist. If you click on there, you will find a selection of videos in that title called Working on the Ford 8830, which that is all like bits I've done and restoration work I've done on the tractor. So if you are interested in that and seeing how she progressed from sort of the early days of starting YouTube through to how she sits, then yeah, it might be of interest to you. So the other thing is, I'm going to say this just here, there will be more stickers going on than Grassmen. As for my birthday, my lovely wife, who actually bought me the Grassmen stickers, has got me them puppies. So now I'm going to have my own brand on the tractor as well. So we're going to leave that here. This is going to be one hell of a long video, but it is just going to be what it is. So we'll pick this back up in a day or so's time, and we'll go through some more questions. I hope these ones have, well, I hope I've answered these as best I can. Right, so just realised I didn't actually have too many more to go, so I'm actually going to just crack through these and get these finished. Right, so we'll go to the next one. Wolfpack0608. He was asking, great video, a bit of heat and fiddling will sort that mower. Yeah, well, as we see, didn't even need heat, just a big hammer and we got it back. Out of curiosity, why did you go down the contracting route and not take over from your father, if you don't mind me asking? It's fine if you'd rather not say. Well, actually, the farm wasn't my father's, my farm was my mother's. There's two reasons for this. Point one, when it comes to the farm, it wasn't our own farm, it was a county council rented farm. Now, because of the way the tenancy agreement was worded, I couldn't just take over from them, basically just sort of sign it over in my name, and there wasn't an option to re-rent it because they were selling the farm, so that's the reason why I didn't take over the farm. The reason I didn't take over the cattle side of things, or stay in the cattle, is, well, quite simply, my passion isn't in animals. I don't mind doing a bit of work with animals, but I've just not got the passion and the drive for the animals. And I do think, especially in farming, if you haven't got the passion for it, you'll never do as good a job as you can be. My passion has always been, obviously, tractors, machinery, field work. That's always been where my passion lies. Hence the reason that's the route that I went down. Yeah, I mean, that was it really. There was no option to take it on, and it just wasn't where my heart lied. So I hope that answers that one. Johnny 1388, as everyone probably knows. I've got a question. Sorry if it's been asked before. Oh God, now what have I done? Stop pressing things. Right, I've got a question. Sorry if it's asked before. What do you call... No, stop pushing the screen, you spanner. What do you call a wizard from outer space that can fly? I'd love to know the answer. Well, Johnny, put quite simply, you can call him whatever you like. He's in space. He's not going to be able to hear you. Hope that answers that one. Oh, I'm laughing at myself. That's not good. That's not good. I think I need my padded cell. Right, John Donahue. Quick question. Is your Ford 8830 on an original turbo and block, or have they been replaced? She's a real classic. Keep up. She's a real classic tractor lad. I've just unhearted him. She's a real classic tractor lad. Keep up the work. Good vids. Tam Muchley. I've got somebody who I'll cover him in a question in a minute. That's actually trying to. I know she was originally part of two tractors on a big estate down south. He's actually trying to do some research and trying to find out more about her. But as far as I can tell and as far as I'm aware, as you can see there, to me, I would say she is still all on original turbo and the original block, despite the fact that she has got nearly 10,000 hours on the clock. Another point of interest I've never pointed out, I found this when I was cleaning it. She also used to belong to a company called J.A. Baker and Son Plant Hire. And that's about all I know about that as well, I'm afraid. So yeah, there we go. As far as I know, she's about as original as she can be. He says, pointing at the big stainless steel stack that certainly wasn't how she left the factory. Paul Nichols asked the previous video, have had we had a cut off the field already? Yes, that was the second cut. Why have I gone a bit? Seems to have been going funny again. Right, JPM Masters, he asks, really grateful for your time to make these videos. Thank you, I actually enjoy doing them. Question 1. What machine would you buy to aid your contracting? Very good question, and I have had a few head scratchers and I've looked into a few things, but quite honestly, you see, my thing, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find a niche market that's enough of a niche to be a market without being that much of a niche that nobody wants you. Instead of going, I've seen, there's no point in me going like getting a big square baler. There's several big square balers out. There's no point in me going for a round baler because there's plenty of round balers out here. I don't see the point in going and competing with each other, trying to nick jobs off other people. I want to go for my own little thing. I think the little square baling is a good niche. So I would probably say, I would be looking, I'd say I've got my flat 8 sledge, probably look at a flat 8 grab and I'm not sure what you call them, where you stack like a load of flat 8s and come on with that tray that squeezes them, picks them up to get them back out the yard. So I think that's kind of where I'm looking at, certainly. So yeah, I think it's going to be looking into the square baling, although I have also considered on more than one occasion something like a small combine to go and do the little small bits that the big contractors can't get into with the Lexians. So yeah, there's a couple of ideas of what I have floating around in my head. Question 2, would you ever cut your ponytail? Well, we all remember the story of Samson, and if you don't, he cut his ponytail off and lost his strength. So that and the fact that wife likes it, so it is annoying when it gets full of grease. But Jimmy7840, great video. Did you send pictures of her to Classic Tractor for the column? She's some yoke. For those that don't know, she featured in, I think it was July last year in Classic Tractor magazine. That was actually by one of the photographers had actually been to a neighbour's to look at his Fendt, and whilst there he was told about this Ford 8830, so he come across. I happened to be working in the yard on her. I think it was servicing the mower. Might be. Oh yeah, because quite a bit. Yeah, it was. Yeah, anyway, I was servicing the mower. We got chatting, wanted to come and take the pictures, so let them know when we were baling, come and took the pictures, and that's how that sort of come about. It wasn't something I chased, it was something that just sort of happened. Right, so out on a bit of topping now, and well, there's only really one more question coming in that needs answering, but also the Cornish farmer did ask if I'd give him a shout out. So hi Cornish farmer. Would actually be interested to know, when you said it's sort of like you've used some of my ideas on your own farm. Just curious what you've actually managed to use and what's been helpful. Just personal curiosity really. So that's that bit. Second bit, John Donahue asked. Right, I've not got my tablet, so I'm trying to do this from memory. Does the International need an engine rebuild? Those that don't realise, as well as the big Ford, I also have a little International 584. It was originally my granddad's tractor. It was also the first tractor my mum and dad had when they started, hence the reason I wanted to keep it. Idea being, it'll be my little conventional baling tractor. Well, answer to the question is, I'm pretty confident that all the engine needs is a good service. Wish the same could be said. Go on, let them out of the way. Go on. I wish that was the same with the rest of the tractor. We have got quite a lot of work to do, getting the bodywork, something like brakes are non-existent, handbrakes are non-existent, clutches non-existent, hydraulic link, the linkage needs looking at, although I might just remove it just purely because it's going to be my little baling tractor and not really thinking I need the linkage. Gear linkage has a lot of slop in it, although the gearbox itself is good. So yeah, there's a bit to do on that. So yeah, hope that answers that question. Engine's good, rest of the tractor not so much. Right, another question just come in. I thought we'd do this one quickly while we're following the chop around to swap trailers for hole cropping. Oh, bunny rabbit. Yeah, Crofter 390, he asked, where's that bunny gone? Would I ever consider getting like my own mower? I'm assuming like he's thinking like mowers, rakes and all the bits. Mower I have half considered, just because my mate's a 10-foot trail mower, and I have thought maybe a 10-foot mounted, or say like an 8-foot or something as a possibility, just for trying to get into smaller places. Because I'm looking at the little baling, it's sort of, some places can be a bit tight, but it's not something I'm sort of seriously considering. It's more of a thought. In terms of the rest of the gear, like tedders and rakes and that, I probably wouldn't bother, because my mate's got them, we work well together. It means, I mean, I'm always tempted to say, hey, not bothering with a mower, purely because doing the little baling, it gives, basically we can both have a pull out of the job. You know, I can earn a bit of money with the baling, he can earn a bit of money with the mowing and tedding and bits, even if it's a case that I end up doing it and charging him, and he can then charge the customer. So yeah, that's the script with that. Right, so I thought I'd finish this video up here. We are done with questions. I don't think any more's come in, and we're getting to the point now, it's getting a bit late to be answering them. So we're on the 6195M, contractors I work for up my way. 2,500 gallon ice pack on the back. So yeah, it was just a fact I just wanted to say at the end of this video. Thanks a lot for the comments. I've actually really enjoyed doing the video. There's been no sort of, I was worried doing it whether you open yourself up to people being abusive, but no, as always, you guys are always great, always nice comments. Yeah, so that's it. Thanks a lot. You know, since starting doing this, I was sceptical of starting doing it, especially sort of starting doing it like we are, actually sort of, I suppose almost like vlog type things. Basically whether anybody would be interested. I mean, I set myself a personal, I always like to put a goal above what I think is achievable to give me something to reach for, and I set what I consider the unachievable goal of 1,000 subscribers and about 100,000 views total. The channel now is 2,900 subscribers, and we're well past 500,000 views. So, and it's all you guys watching, subscribing. So yeah, thank you. So we're going to wrap that up there. If you've enjoyed this, don't forget to give it one of them. If you like watching the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the little bell as well, sort of next to it down here. Then you'll get, not only do you get a notification every time I put a video up, but I actually get a notification on email to say you subscribe to the channel, so I can see who's subscribed to me, and if you've got an interesting channel, that's a lot how I found some of the channels I'm subscribed to. So yeah, that's it. We'll see you next week.